The sun hung low over the cracked red earth of Kristapuram. The land was ancient, battle-scarred, waged daily between those who owned everything and those who were owned by nothing but hope. In the small courtyard of a modest mud hut, Ilamma bent over a tub of water, her hands plunging red, dirt-streaked clothes beneath the surface. And she heard the sound, the beastly horses and their hooves punishing the land. The landlord's men, they are coming again, but this time they are coming prepared to take her land, take the only thing that is left for her. Chakali Ilamma was not born into power. She came into the world under a fragile thatch roof in the Rajaka community, a caste bound by water, cloth, and servitude. Her hands, brown and cracked from years of labor, were meant to rinse and drain, not resist. But Ilamma saw the land differently. She toiled on the fields her family had tilled for generations. No papers claimed them, but no one questioned their place either, until Zamindar Ramchandra Reddy, the Vishnu Deshmukh, set his gaze upon the land. He was the law in those parts, and his word was final, but not to her. Last week, when the landlord's men arrived, threatening, boasting, swinging their sticks like swords, Ilamma did not back down. She stood at the edge of her crop, her sickle gleaming in the sun like a challenge. "This land is mine," she said. Calm, clear, terrifying. And the guards returned, confused what to do with her. But the word of her defiance spread like wildfire. Some called her foolish, others visionary. But she had begun something in the village, something even she didn't see coming. And now the Zamindar's men were coming again. They marched through the village like a plague. Her neighbors had hidden inside their hovels, trembling and silent. But Ilamma did not hide. She did not tremble. And the first horsemen thundered into her land. Ilamma stood at the entrance of her hut. "Pay the money," shouted the guard in his hideous, ugly voice, "or we will take your land." Ilamma stood silent, and the wind whipped, waving her sari, revealing the rusty pistol, a relic from the last 50 years of hidden revolts. "You come for my taxes?" she asked, and she pointed the gun at his head. "Then come and take them from my cold, dead hands." The horseman sneered. "You're just a washerwoman. You know nothing of power." She smiled, a smile without humor. "I know enough." And suddenly, women, many who had never held a weapon, walked out of their huts and formed a circle around Ilamma's field. Armed with sickles, sticks, anything they could find, they faced down the landlord's men. And the men were shocked, surprised, and speechless even. And one woman threw the stone in her hand. Her aim was perfect, her throw was even more. The landlord's man lost an eye in the first throw. The leader of their men rode, giving order, and the fight began. Screams echoed across the village. Gunshots cracked the silence like thunder. Ilamma moved like fire, rallying, shouting, standing her ground. And soon the landlord's men were running away, screaming, squealing, and shouting for a savior. The landlord rode in anger that night, but in here the rebellion had evolved. Ilamma and her resistance was no longer a single act of defiance. It had become a rhythm of resistance. She joined hands with Andhra Mahasabha, who believed that the land belonged to those who tilled it. When the Communist Party came with its promises of revolution and land reform, she saw in it not ideology but possibility. But revolution is never merciful. Her family paid dearly. Her eldest son, barely out of his teens, fell in a skirmish with the Razakars, the Nizam's bloodthirsty enforcers. He died with a sickle in hand and a war cry on his lips. Her husband was arrested, beaten beyond recognition, and thrown into prison. Their home was raided, livestock stolen, grain set on fire. Yet, for every loss, Ilamma only grew fiercer. Inspired by Ilamma's defiance, women across villages picked up their own tools for justice. Together they carved out Gram Rajyams, where equality was law and oppression had no place. By the dawn of independence, Ilamma had become more than a woman. She was a legend, a storm that could not be silenced, a spark that set aflame the chains of centuries.